Good evening, LinkedIn and YouTube family. We are live yet again with another episode of BIZE Talks Presents. So, today we are going to talk about a topic which is still taboo in India, and this is nothing but mental health. We have observed that a lot of Indians go through a lot of stress, whether it be your work or whether it be your personal life or professional life or the managing between the both becomes a challenge for most of us, especially for the startup founders who have to go through a lot of convincing not only to their investors but also their family members. So, today we are going to invite our guest speaker, Miss Nidhi Agarwal. Hi, Nidhi.
Hello. Thank you for
So,
thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
pleasure is all ours. So, Nidhi, let's take a minute to introduce yourself to the audience.
So yeah. Thank you for this opportunity firstly, and then I would like to introduce myself. I've recently, like it's been, I always wanted to talk about mental health since I was very young. So I have my own journey. Like if you know, when we select our streams, so psychology comes under humanities as a field, and humanities is itself a taboo. When we talk about humanities,
Mhm.
it is like, okay, science is the topmost field, and humanities, it's like if you are not good at studies, you are judged on that basis. So yeah, so given the scenarios, I was not ready to take that thing, and I chose science for my, like, for goodwill, because it's like if a brilliant student takes up humanity, it's like, why have you, and you have to go through a lot of questioning while you are navigating your way. So while I
Hmm.
was doing
Hmm.
my undergrad, that also was the time when I wanted to pursue psychology. But again, the stereotype came that what will you do after you pursue psychology? How will it work out for you? Why are you
Hmm.
thinking of
Hmm.
that? So as, like, topmost field, we talk about engineering. So I've done economics honors, and meanwhile my calling was like, I want to talk about mental health. Like, why aren't we talking about
Hmm.
stress, anxiety, which we see through our student life as well, through our graduation as well. And there's so much of pressure to be in good at academics and to be good at curriculums as well. If you're just good at academics, then
True.
also it's like later in life it comes like, you're just good at academics, what more you have done in life? And if you have done
Hmm. Hmm.
everything else, it comes like, what is something different about you? What, why haven't you done, like, haven't you studied well? That also comes, so you have to balance everything, and that brings up with a lot of stress. Previously we were not
Hmm.
globally. Now the youth is globally recognized. They know what is going on social media, they know what is going in and around you. So IITs and NITs and big topmost college, that it comes like, it's very quick we come to recognize that someone is from IIM Ahmedabad. Some, if it's a LinkedIn, if you talk about LinkedIn, it immediately catches attention. Oh, it's he or she is from IIM Ahmedabad, must be intelligent enough. So there are certain stereotypes which is there, which and some people who are from this big schools and colleges, they are like, we haven't worked on our personality enough. So
Hmm.
key factor is becomes skill and personality. Then it is about just the exteriors, like the name,
Hmm.
fame,
Hmm.
and the IIT tag. The tags are tags, but still the tags are about what you have done throughout your journey. So,
Hmm.
while we aim for big things, we forget to live life in between. So I
Yeah.
started Kartavya when we were doing a lot of and it's very difficult to start something new, to convince your friends. At least as a woman, it's very difficult to, if I say boys में तो चलो friendship है, तो let's give a try, let's give a shot. But we are like, we are not like, we cannot risk like that. It's already like a family question. Why do you want to do this? Then friends, what is it? Why do you want to do it? What is the
Yeah.
outcome? It's very courageous to, if I talk in Vinita Singh's term. very courageous to give a package of 1 crore and start a startup from scratch. And you have to
True.
bootstrap it, where you invest a lot of money. Might you get returns, you might not get returns. So investment can be in terms of time, investment can be in terms of money, investment can be in terms of other people's time. Because now, if you're like a founder, you
Hmm.
are also catering to 100, 200 people who are working with you, for you, and now they also expect this to, there is some outcome out of it. So I started my journey and now it is going pretty well. So I have been questioned like, what are you doing? Why there is no benefit out of this? And we still struggle. Like, it's still not recognized as like a startup. It is recognized as a social work. So it's like when we talk of it, the therapists are like, no, it's a question that why
Hmm.
psychologists charge for this? Like it should be free of cost. So no one considers mental health as a no one considers there's a background noise. Is it?
Yeah.
My background is okay. I should. Is that fine?
Perfect. Perfect.
So yeah, so it's been 2 years and still it is recognized like a charity. uh, you should do it
Hmm.
for free, and people don't consider where is the money coming from and whatever it is, what it takes to. And when we talk of it as like a subject also, everyone behaves that they know everything about it. There is nothing that they need to read about it,
Hmm. Hmm.
or they need to grow a knowledge on that subject. It's like stress is like that. I've recently been to a medical health school, uh, medical college, Kolkata. So there also, when we say it is recognized like that, oh, what is this? This is, you should do it for charity. So even if it is a medical school, then also it is like that, that this is charity, and what is mental health? Why are we studying even? So some topics like moral science, hygiene, then it's fashion. These are stereotyped as a subject in itself. These are expected. Then some like I said, is expected that you should know automatically. Why are we talking about this? What's the need? So that brings.
Yeah,
Then there is
because
a
so I will say in the manner that this is a subject which is not taught in school, right? You go through a lot of preliminary and secondary education, but mental health is something which is very practical subject. Yet we tend to not teach it to our child. We just assume that we are born in a manner and we are supposed to live in a manner and struggle in a manner, because without struggle there's no life. But this brings me to my question that does it affect us when we ignore the mental health? First of all, how do we understand that we are going through a mental stress? How do we
uh,
assess ourselves?
absolutely, it does affect us. So what happens? Like as a founder, we it's like some like tags are like that, which is very which adds glitters to the name itself. When we say
Hmm.
doctors, when we say IPS officers, it adds glitters to our names. But the glitters are about the amount of groundwork you are doing. So when it is a
Hmm.
founder, it's a plain sheet of paper, and we are not told to do a work. We have to push our own selves to do a work. We have to curate work. Okay, this is what we are going to do, and we create projects for other people. Like
Right.
this is what we are aiming for. This is what we are doing, and it's not just the ideation; it is the implementation of the ideation. So that brings us
Hmm.
with a lot of stress, and stress is not just like you kind of suddenly it becomes physical. You have some fever, you start not feeling right, maybe I could have done something else. This is not the right thing to do. We could have explored, we could have gone in a different way. Maybe we could have earned more, because people talk of money, and when you walk out, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, when it say it's a founder, you're like, how much money do you have? It's like, that's a presumption
Yeah.
that everyone is a Madutta. That okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't consider the journey. When we say we are preparing for UPSC, people consider you as an IPS officer already. But there's a journey before you are called as an IPS officer. There's a journey before you called as a doctor. So that journey is a very, very strugglesome journey. You by that the time you reach that pinnacle, you become so humble that there's so much of stress, so much of anxiety, so much of pain, and so much of decision making. So much of decisions which we
Hmm.
take every
Hmm.
now and then, minor decisions, which brings, because every decision has its own consequences. When we decide, we don't know whether it's the right one or whether it's a wrong one.
Hmm.
Sometimes there are multiple projects which is like on the same date, so you have to take one of it, one call. Then hiring and firing also. Some employees not working properly. Someone is not doing their best. We have to be very professional and tell that person that no, it's not working out, and yeah, you have to leave it, even if it is very emotional. But you have to, there's a line, personal and professional is something different. So even if it is a very good relation with that person, you have to stress yourself and do it. So yeah, stress immediately becomes, very frequently becomes physical. Very, you don't like feel
Hmm.
like talking, you don't feel like moving out, then back pain. There we need breaks, or we need to go and talk to someone actually, and this is what is going on. And when everyone is talking about a job, and you are talking about like a founder's life, it's absolutely different. We live on a different page when everyone is sharing memes on boss ऐसे होते हैं, managers ऐसे होते हैं, and you are struggling with that founder. Because not everyone around you is a founder. Everyone is just seeking for a job. So your struggle
Yeah.
becomes different.
Yeah.
We don't relate to that
Yeah.
friend group. Everyone, someone is in EY, someone is in PwC. Everyone has their job struggle, and you have a founder
Hmm.
struggle there. So it's
So
absolutely like
my question, Nidhi, to you is then how do I identify if I'm under stress or not? Because we as Indians we have a tendency to ignore our mental health. You know,
yeah,
maybe because we don't understand that we are going through a lot of stress. And there was actually a study which was conducted last year which mentioned it was by the Global Health Organization. They mentioned 63% of the corporate employees they experience stress almost every day, and they are not even aware about this. So how do we
yeah.
identify if I am under stress or my colleague is under stress, my employee is under stress?
Yes. So basically, we are in a rat race, you know. So that stress for employees is coming from doing more, performing more. If there's a family commitment, we keep on nagging about things, and we cannot do anything about it.
Hmm.
You know, there's certain amount of, say, you're earning 50,000 a month, and you're getting a work which is for around about 1 lakh work. All you can do is whine about it. So we're gonna complain, but it takes a lot of courage to actually go to the boss and consider that you there's a communication issue as well. We don't know how to communicate our problems. You're not ready to risk the safety thing which you already have. So that brings us to the stress part of it, that we are not ready to, when we don't do anything about it, there's no solution to the problem. Okay, so that brings to, as you said, the stress thing. How do we recognize if we are feeling a bit dull? That's very natural that we feel dull.
Hmm.
We haven't slept enough for a very long period of time, we're not sleeping enough, we're not eating right, we're not able to socialize,
Yeah.
not able to talk to people. We have lost interest in our hobbies. If someone is playing guitar, they are not
Mm.
interested in, having some critical. We have to spend time with our parents and family and have a good social life. On we don't feel like doing that. In corporates, there's also a thing which is like work in the like they work very hard on the weekdays, and party means drinking, smoking, and the weekends are like that, partying, full rave party kind of a
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
Monday back, we were back to the same working. So that's also like you're repeating a pattern which is very unhelpful. There is no hobby, there is no progression. You're stuck in the loop, in a single loop.
Mm.
We as humans would should explore ourselves, should learn more. uh, as kids, we do like drawing, we do like sketching, we do like moving out, traveling, then having some days we just jam, sit back with our friends and just chit chat, have a talk on life, explore, challenge ourselves. This is something which we don't do. So if we are
Mm.
repeating pattern, it will develop like a stress, repeating a pattern. And if you don't change anything, nothing will change about you.
Okay. Okay. So Nidhi, we discussed about us having to undergo stress that we require to change things. So my question is, how can we? Is there a symptom that gives us a hint that now I'm in stress? Is there a sign that tells me that I'm in stress right now?
Yeah, I can say there is one very clear sign that when you do a work, you're not able to present yourself in the way you think your optimum
Hmm.
is there. When we are
Hmm.
working on a project, because it's happened that there's a panic attack during exams or during presentation, you worked really hard, we have worked really hard on that project, but when we are presenting that project, we're not confident enough, you're not sure
Hmm.
of it, that and it is happening again, time and again, that maybe you are like a very good performer, but now your performance is deteriorating for no reason. That's a clear sign that you are under stress, immense stress, which no one would be able to recognize in the room. Only you will be able to
Correct.
recognize that performance. You'll go and justify to 10 people that, I could have done better, but this is something that happened, and no one is listening to you, because
Hmm. Hmm.
we want some validation there that, yes, it's fine, it happens, but we are still there that, I'm not at my best, I don't think this is who I am, there's something wrong with me. And that something is stress, that something is that you need to seek help from a proper professional. Maybe you should just take a break, maybe you should just go talk about it and maybe vent about it, because it's
Hmm.
not just work, it might be your personal life is also a part of that impact. There might be differences at your place, there might be differences with your wife or with your family, parents, and next day you might have a presentation, because family won't understand that you have a presentation, let's not fight. You might have the overnight.
But I mean, that's the part of the life, right? But now we all have to just present ourselves at the best of the scenarios when it comes to presentation. Let's say next day I have a presentation with my investors, right? So whatever has happened. But how do I prepare for that scenario? Is there a way where I can stabilize my mind and stabilize my mental health?
Okay, so if that happens, like you are going through, it takes like nothing is like something which is immediate cure to a problem,
Hmm.
because we
Hmm.
have anxiety. If you're going through anxiety, you have to take a certain amount of break. What we say sometimes, we have a fight with some friend, and there's a word called react and there's a word called respond. If we react at the situation immediately, the situation will worsen out. It will not become better. Without any reason we'll quarrel, and it might get even worse. So
Okay.
if it gets worse, then there is sometimes it's like there is no road back to recovery. But if
Okay.
we take a step back and respond to the situation and navigate that what has happened and why this has come, it might be because there are two people involved in any scenario. So what happens if two of sorry and I am the like the calmer one, there might be reactions coming from like the other person. That other person doesn't know the difference between react and respond. That person is reacting, but I am responding to the situation. So I have an upper hold.
Hmm.
So we have to just calm ourselves in that
Okay.
situation, and first, understand that this is right now, this is my present, this is what I have to do, and then get into the room and give our best. This is what the utmost I can do.
Right.
That needs training of
Right.
mind. That is not something which is immediate or it's like quick, something like we have a hack to it. That is over the period of time your mind
Right.
eventually becomes. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, now what kind of work environment is best suited for founder or a leader? Is there an authoritative kind of a work environment, or a collaborative work environment, or a creative work environment? Now, for the teams, it can be, creative and collaborative at the, combination. But then when it comes to leaders, what is the ideal suited environment for them?
okay, so when it comes to leaders, what I think, any environment where we can learn more, we can learn more strategies, more skills, whether it is on creative basis, whether it is marketing, whether it is networking, or whether it is how other person deals with their team, how they understand the psychology of the team, how they're communicating. There are, if I say, there are, in terms of teachers as well, if I go that way, there are teachers whom students like. This topic is same. Say if you are talking of nervous system, the topic is same, but everyone has their own way of teaching it.
Hmm.
A teacher who keeps his or her things nicely, the students are attracted to that teacher. However, the topic remains the same, and everyone has their own way. So if I get to learn something from other leaders, from how they deal with their team, how I think Zomato has marketing skills. They've hacked the marketing skills, so that becomes their, the first people are learning that strategy. Zomato takes things positively. Someone is copying their trend, they like to highlight it. They don't take it as an offense. So that's a very
Hmm.
beautiful learning on marketing, that you can talk, even if it is a copy. Let's say, let's make it a trend on our own. So it, everyone knows that it began from Zomato, and now it is not a copy, it's like a trending thing. Now it has become a
Okay.
trend. So they are the first people who started that taglines in Hindi. They started on that banners, they started taglines in Hindi, which was very attractive. Then Swiggy
Hmm.
copied it. Then
Hmm.
other people started copying. So leadership is a very very beautiful thing. Even I, specifically, I learned how to take risk, how they answer, how witty you can be, how swift we can be. So how other leaders are handling certain situations, because we land up almost at the same point, same situations, where leaders
Okay.
are at the
So,
upfront. Yeah.
okay. So you're saying that leaders have to adapt to situations as they come to it, right? But then, how do we then balance ourselves in that particular situation mentally? How should we prepare for that?
Yeah, you are a leader because you know how to do it. You have that risk taking capability, or you have nurtured yourself. We are 2 years, maybe I have been into this for 2 years. I have evolved a lot, because there has to be, very basic thing, if I would say. uh, when I was initially, I used to take meetings, we used to switch on, like, it's very very uh, people get conscious on switching on their cameras. So there was a
Hmm.
friend of mine who used to constantly mention that you are a founder and you have to switch on your camera. That is like a thing. Then eventually, because if I become underconfident, if I resonate that, my team, what would they learn?
Hmm.
So we started with that, and then it might be, then you start working on camera things. You start understanding how you're perceived on camera, how the things, how we can talk on camera, because there are on field things, there are off field things. And when we
Hmm.
take sessions, then also people, immediately ask for pictures, and we get body conscious, whether it's the right click or not. Okay, that person is taking back pictures home. So it is very naturally that comes into us.
Right.
So I was saying that, yeah, we constantly keep on learning things from different people. Oh, I forgot the question right away. While I was saying something, I forgot. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, so I was saying, how do we prepare ourselves mentally to face different situations?
So yeah, so what when I was, preparing for entrance exams. So my teachers just say, if you don't face the question paper, very basic thing. One of my friend, he was practicing guitar. So what he used to do, call us, and even late at night, he used to play guitar in front of, even if five of us are there, and we don't like listening him, he would still make it a point that we listen to him, through jokes, through entertainment, and through singing in Google Meets, through singing in. You have to fail 100 times so that you can stand up for the 101th time. So
Okay.
that you don't just immediately adapt to situations. As I said, like video call things. So I after like every time it was mentioned, there's someone to push me that you have to do, you have to do, you have to do, and then we adapt to that situation. Okay, it's can be done. This is something which can be done. I'm confident
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
So that's how we do it.
Okay. So Nidhi, you are a founder yourself, and when it comes to giving presentations on the stage, I'm sure you must have felt it yourself. Sometimes your knees, shackle, sometimes your hands shake, and you get a bit nervous, right? Even though you have practiced it a lot.
Yeah.
So, is there a trick that you can tell us how Nidhi calms herself in front of her audience?
Okay, so when it comes to, I personally have less of stage fear and more of exam fear. I'm afraid of exams. So what happens
Okay.
when, because we have certain amount of expectation when we do certain things. So I, when prepare a lot for my exams, and then I get on to writing a paper, I panic because I have an expectation, 90 cross karna hai, 95 cross karna hai, varna it's not going. What am I doing with my life? You know. But when it comes to stage, something like, I have always been on stage since very young. So
Okay.
dancing, singing, I have been into singing as well. So stage is something which doesn't frighten me. Over the period of time,
Okay.
when we communicate with people uh, on a very very regular basis, I have analyzed that आप स्टेज पे खड़े हो ना, आप कुछ भी बोलोगे लोग मान लेंगे, कोई टमाटर नहीं फेंक
Oh.
रहा। It's not bad. You do rubbish, then बोलो मान लेंगे, आप जो भी बोल रहे हो सब सही है। अब बट एग्जाम में
Hmm.
सब सही नहीं होता है,
नहीं
सही सही होता
होता।
है, गलत गलत होता है। When we move out of the stage, sometimes I say certain things. I think once
Hmm.
I have, quite a number of times I've said there are 400 crore population in India. Okay.
Hmm.
However, it is 140 crore, and I have checked that information after I have went off the stage. No one will come and check that data. But if I write that data wrong in the exam, it will be marked as wrong. There's like, right, the
Hmm.
present
Hmm.
population of India is 140 crore, not 400 crore. So when you're on
Okay.
stage, you have to understand आप जो भी बोलोगे तो मान लेंगे. You have to be confident about it. Good at your good at
Okay.
your art, and maybe you can just make self jokes. If you don't know something, you can immediately crack a joke about your own self. Fumbling, mention it that I'm fumbling, I'm shivering, I'm not ready for this clearly, and the audience will take that. It's fine, it's normal.
Hmm.
Just acknowledge
Okay.
whatever you're feeling. Whatever
Okay.
you're feeling, acknowledge and be good at your subject.
Hmm.
Just don't go and talk about something you're not aware of.
Hmm.
स्टेज पे
Hmm.
चुप है, रिसर्च ही नहीं किया है, टॉपिक्स के बारे में पता नहीं है. Now that is where the shiver comes from. You're not
Yeah.
ready to acknowledge it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, Lady, let's talk about a bit about the mindfulness in our everyday lives. Okay. How do we practice mindfulness and balance our mental health? Is there a way that we can follow a certain routine every day? Like we go to gym, right? So that is where we practice our muscles, we exercise on our body. Is there something that we can do about our mind as well?
Okay, so I had been to a doctor when I was in 11th, and that doctor said, lifestyle is the key. We go through in this very rampant and very cutthroat life where we are competing every day. That word lifestyle, it sounds like a very heavy word. You know,
Yeah.
getting up at 6 a.m., doing gym at 8, having your first breakfast at 9, going to office. I mean, like, sounds like impractical. How can we do that? The first time I heard that word, I was so annoyed. I was like, I am preparing, I'm studying, I have to study 9 hours a day, I have to sleep. How can we divide a day into 8, 8, 8? 8 hours sleep, 8 hours sleep. We have to complete your sleep. We always make our timetables, right?
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
8 hours classes, 8 hours you have to, 4 hours you have to give your time to your hobbies, 2 hours for your friends, and it never turns out to be that way. It never turns out to be that way. So what happens? Like timetable, we are not able to make timetables for a certain thing. So lifestyle, what happens when we eat something? Uh, we should be aware. What I have been told that. Uh,
Hmm.
Make sure that you don't eat junk. You're not
Okay.
consuming a lot of junk, and that
Okay.
mindfulness comes from little reminders which people give. That little reminders, drink 8 glasses of water a day.
Hmm.
That reminder, if pops up every day on your phone, or someone is there to remind, calls up, did you drink water, or just like how was your day, it
Hmm.
it creates a very different impact on your mind. And that is
Hmm.
how you train your mind to, you are aware of your surroundings. You're stressed. If I'm not sleeping 8 hours a day, I know, I'm aware that I'm sleeping 6 hours a day, or I'm sleeping 5. But after a point, after 4 days, I realize I have to sleep 9 hours a day. 9, not 8, not 7. This is something which my sister used to say when I was, I used to sleep very less, because I used to think sleep is the most unimportant thing in life. So I used to sleep less and study more. And in that sleep also, was an active sleep, which
Hmm.
means I had already numbers and chapters going on in my head. I was not able to have a sound sleep. And my sister is an engineer, and she's been working for Make My Trip, and is a senior software engineer. And she sleeps a lot. She's very proud
Okay.
of that. Sleep a
Hmm.
lot. She sleeps 10, 11 hours
Hmm.
a day. And previously she used to feel guilty, now she's like confident, happy about it, that I sleep more, my body is healthy. A human body needs sleep. So if we say maths exams पहले भी it is also said sleep, study less, sleep more. Presentation is study less, work less on the presentation, uh, work more on the mindfulness, sleep properly,
Hmm.
eat
Hmm.
properly. Preparation you do before, not just
Hmm.
before the day of the exam. So if I would prepare for this life, I will not prepare just before the live. Oh, I have to study 10 topics. This is something which is natural. Over the period of time, we practice, we do certain things wrong, we learn, we grow. So mindfulness is like that. You just have to have small reminders for you. Maybe just take it on your table and not force yourself. I have to do gym. I have to do gym every day. No, 7 days a week. If you're going three, good. If you're making it to two, good. Just go, turn up. Not doing anything, great. Guy na bas this much is needed. Guy
Hmm.
treadmill kiya, that is enough. In the
Hmm.
same way, if you're not sleeping, be aware that you're not sleeping. So you need to
Hmm.
cover that. Maybe next day, sleep a bit more and not stress yourself. Take a chill time. And everyone has their own way of hacking it. It eat, sleep, and these are some basic things which you have to do. Certain things are which we have to do in life. अब उसमें भी stress ले रहे हैं तो खाना छूट गया, shit खाना था, no, this is the amount of calorie I have to take, this is how much stressed I am. Then sleep, 8 घंटा सोना था, shit 5 घंटा सोया, आज 5 घंटा कैसे सोया. This is not how life works. You have to be calm about it. ठीक है, तो करना ही है. It's like जिंदगी जीना ही है, तो कोई बात नहीं, होता रहता है, चलता रहेगा.
Hmm.
Either you cry about it or you make fun out of it and move ahead. चलो, कोई बात नहीं, हो गया, गड़बड़ हो गया, let it be.
So don't be
That is
hard
what
on yourself.
I personally used to be, a very cry baby. I used to cry after every exam. I used to cry
Oh.
after every report card day. I used to cry before the report card day. And after a certain point, I was like, कब तक रोते रहेंगे? After 20
Hmm.
years of life, cried after every exam, after every report card, after every good score, after 95 नहीं आया, अब 94 नहीं आया, अब 100 नहीं आया. How many years will you keep on crying? अब ये नहीं हुआ, अब
Hmm.
वो नहीं हुआ. Like, now you have to change the narrative. Stop crying. Let's just smile about it and let it go.
Right.
सब जी नहीं सकते ना कि भाई कोई एग्जाम क्रैक नहीं हो, सुसाइड कर लिया. दिस इज नॉट हाउ इट फंक्शंस. स्टार्टअप फेल हो गया, शिट इतना लॉस हो गया, we'll start it again. We'll do something about it. And
Hmm.
fail
Hmm.
होगा नहीं if you're positive about it. You laugh about it and just let it be. More stressed are we, the
So
more
Nidhi,
gadbad
yeah.
we do.
So you conduct corporate trainings also when you are training corporate employees on mental health. So what is the advice that you give to the leaders when you're conducting these corporate programs? If you can shed some light on that.
Yeah, when it comes to corporate leaders, the thing is when we are leading an organization, it is very important of our decision making. Very important is every day. There's a lot of numbers which is coming every day. There is a lot of data which we have to handle. So
Hmm.
the thing is that we have to be very, very calm and less indecisive about it. Let's because we have practiced. You are at a position, you're a leader. You're a leader for a reason, not because we have picked a random person out of the group. Chalo isko leader bana dete. No, there's some potential which has been seen in you, and that is why we stand at a position. Maybe you have cracked a very big exam or anything. So
Hmm.
that is over the years we have been trained like that, that when
Hmm.
it comes that thing that it has to be. We forget now, we understand more work and less life. We get into so much into leadership, so much into result, so much into workaholic life, that we forget our life in itself, that we leave our personal life. So I say that you get back to your own family, spend time with your kids, spend time with your parents, spend time with your wife, or give that social life a space, or dance out, maybe just
Right.
learn some new
Right.
art. Because as we grow up, we have this tendency ki at this age we cannot learn nothing new. We don't want to try new
Hmm.
things. We don't want to give
Hmm.
that a shot. That very recently I have read about one of my teacher. He's from he was from NIT Tirchi, and he used to teach physics, and a lot of his students are graduate from IITs. Okay, so
Hmm.
there's a drive in that person. He's a very beautiful leader, so he understands. Very started his own coaching center and taught a lot, thousands of students. Very humble hearted, and very they never judges anyone. If you're from IIT, he treats the same way. If you're from other college, he treats very nicely. So very recently, sir
Hmm.
has also done his masters from IIT Kharagpur. At this age, after
Okay.
teaching so many students, so there's a drive, there is a purpose, there's something
Hmm.
new in life. So we should
Hmm.
always look forward to life. Corporates, just because you are at a position doesn't mean that you cannot try new things. You can just explore. Everyone has their own bucket list.
Hmm.
Make a bucket list. I have seen a lot of people not having any ambition, and nothing new to do in life, that there's the same repetition of things going on. Yeah, like mindfulness, where meditating, giving yourself, you have done a lot in life. That is why we stand at a position.
Right. Right. So having a companion, or sharing your stuff with companion is also a bit difficult for startup founders, because they feel that when they are founders, they have to show themselves as the leaders, and that is when they don't really put forward what they are going through. So having a consulting companion, does it help?
Absolutely. Having a companion who understands your issues, or you are able to discuss your problem, and you can come out like with a solution. Because, and if even if it is not, if he or she is a good listener also, it helps. There's empathy in that conversation, where that person can just sit back and listen. Okay, okay, this is what it is. Because as social animals, we need to vent out that this has happened, office mein aaj ye hua, this is how, this is was how Puneet, this
Yeah.
is what Parveen was talking like to me like this. Puneet was talking like this. Had some issues with Riyansha. You know that happens. That we want to vent. Now
Mm.
we cannot just go and talk to our office colleagues about the same thing. Na? Then it will become a gossip, office gossip. And then everyone is talking about everyone. That person said.
Yeah.
Instead, we go
Mm.
to a partner, companion, a friend who is not in that scenario, but someone outsider. That can be a companion. Having a companion is very good. If you don't have, you can afford a therapist, then it is great. That person helps you navigate through your life. You can just go vent. Because therapist's role, it is said that therapists don't give you a solution to a problem, but they work on the same thing. Because I have a problem. If I have a fever, I have to take the medicines, and that will cure me. So I am the solution to the problem. So someone else cannot. It is your life. You know what is going on into your life. You will be the person who will be sharing the information. I am not the person who knows insights of your own life. So you are the person who will be able to navigate your own life. So we
mm,
work in collaboration and not like a person who is at a higher position. If you
mm,
don't have that, maybe you should invest on a good therapist and understand the relationship with your wife, your maybe your friends, or your office colleagues. If you don't have a partner, what is going on still in life, the therapist will help you navigate through your own issues. That
mm,
therapist
mm.
won't lie that सामने वाला का ही सारा गलती है. That person will tell you that this is the places where you are also wrong. And since that person doesn't belong to your life and that you're paying that person, you will listen.
True.
You will not take offense out of it that, okay, how dare she say that? How dare he said me that, I am not good enough at this. There's a self realization there. Okay.
Right,
Because
right.
even when I take sessions, I have seen people going through emotions from crying. There's a peak moment of crying, and that is the time where we don't react. Okay, it's fine, you can vent. And then because life is like that, there's a wave. Some moments they're happy, some moments they're sad, they're saying their own story, they're laughing about it, they're crying about it, and they come to like a peace. Okay, you know someone who helps us reflect back
Mm.
that you've done so much
Right,
in life,
right,
and
right.
just a listener, just someone who helps you wave, listening to your waves of life. So even
Right.
we will be having our listeners panel. I'll take this opportunity to tell about it.
No,
So
of course.
we are launching our own listeners panel. So my team had been on streets for quite a while where we take this placard, I am a stranger to you and I'm there to listen to you. But we realize that we are not able to connect to people who are not able to move out. So we are launching a
Mm,
listener panel where people can come
mm.
at a very minimal rate. They can just talk to people and be good friends because yeah, friendship is also the key. And yeah, they can just vent. So they're not therapists, but they're good listeners. So when it comes to therapists, also if there's a problem with the charges of the therapist, their charges are pretty high, which is not affordable for maximum of the people. And it on an average,
Wow.
therapist takes around 15 to 25 sessions to understand. A therapist charges say
Mm,
1,000
mm.
for a session. 25 sessions means 25,000 rupees. Or if one session costs around 2,000, then it is 50,000, which is practically a very difficult take for a lot of people. And
Yeah, yeah, true.
the ratio of therapists and the number of people who need therapy is also a problem. There is 3 therapists per 1,000 people. So it is not possible to actually, we don't find them like doctors in and around. You move out of your house, there you might find a general physician, but you might will not find a therapist around. I think there are some cities like
Okay.
Mumbai, Delhi, and there are 3, 4 cities, top cities of India who have like access to therapists, but not much. So
Mm,
yeah, and there's also a thing that when we have some problem, until and unless it worsens out, we don't even go to a doctor. You know, सर्दी खांसी बुखार भी जब
yeah.
बहुत बुरा हो जाता है, that doesn't touches the point where we need help, where we have to see a doctor, we don't move. So mental health में तो कोई क्यों ही जाएगा. Finally, we don't realize that it has converted into something
Mm,
big. Don't seek, go. You don't want to go to a doctor. It is very natural. पेरेंट्स भी अपने बच्चों को डॉक्टर्स के नहीं लेके जाते, ठीक हो जाएगा, क्या है, स्ट्रेस ही तो है, कोई बात नहीं. That a lot of times there's humiliation in office as well, which hurts the sentiments of a person.
mm,
It's very
mm.
bad humiliation. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, and we're not able to share with our partners, or we come out of the office as if everything is good. Uh, you have been humiliated, you're not getting work in the same team, you're treated as an outsider to your own team. you're not getting work, others are doing some project and you are out, outcasted out of it. Isko kaam nahi denge, they kind of make a team, and
Yeah.
they, so you are not on bench but you still feel like on bench, and you cannot complain about it as well. So that
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
happens. Sometimes it's like you're getting a lot of money, but you don't like the work. Now you're stuck whether I should leave the job or whether I should work or there. What's the scenario? Because pesa is also important. And I'm not, spending 9 hours
Yeah.
every day in the office where I feel stuffed, where I don't feel like I belong there. But when the salary is credited, the numbers are nice. So that also, scoffs us and we're not able to share. So that time, a therapist or someone who is empathetic will be able to help you out how to, navigate a path through this, how to move out, because now we are stuck in a loop, because this is also important
Right.
and this is
Right.
not which I like. So yeah, humiliation. We're not able to
Right.
share. We can't, 10 friends meet. यार अरे मेरे ऑफिस में तो ऐसा ऐसा चल रहा है, बॉस बहुत कूल है. Might not be the truth. I had a good day. I had, this is what is going on in our project, and you might not be doing actively participating in the project, or you're not getting enough project, or you might, there is a phase where you feel like कि अब तो फायर होने वाले हैं, कंपनी ठप चल रही है, like that. Just like if I would mention Byju's, say Byju's had a very tough time. Like a lot of employees have been fired, so they already had that period of feeling, a period of feeling where अब तो निकलना ही है. So they're not able to share it to anyone, because we always, whether it's Instagram, whether it's
Yeah.
LinkedIn, we show perfect versions. We are good, we are fine, it's great.
Correct.
That
Correct.
section
Correct.
where, yeah, we are doing good in life, everything is best. And I understand, it's
Hmm.
not possible, or not doesn't make sense also to post bad stuff on Instagram, and this is something which has happened. So maybe that is personal, grief is personal. So grief is very personal. So maybe you have a private space where you go and able to share that stuff. You having a cup of tea with a friend, and
Hmm.
that is the time that I had a tough day. This was not right. I didn't feel like I belong to that place. But next day it gives you strength. Next day it feels like, oh wow, what a, I can do something about it. Just like sharing, just like that cup of tea, chai pe, charcha. Chai pe charcha karne ke baad it feels like, okay, I'll not give up on life. Maybe I can do something
Yeah.
about it.
True.
So that feeling is there. Uh, and a lot of people are not able to share, and that is how they commit, suicide, or they don't find people around them.
Hmm. Hmm.
They can go and
Right.
vent and
Right.
tell that I had a bad day, because yeah, I have went through ragging, or I feel like I don't belong to this place, or my boss has humiliated me. I didn't feel nice. He should not have done this.
Hmm.
Someone to give that courage. You can do it. Why are you, giving up? I know you. I know you. Childhood buddy also helps in that scenario. I know that you are not so such a person who can give up.
Right.
You can.
Right.
So a supportive partner is a beautiful thing in that case.
I think that Nidhi, you have summed up really, really, nicely at the end. I'll just come to the conclusion of what we discussed so far. The first thing that we discussed is take breaks, sleep more, right?
Yes.
And then we discussed don't be hard on yourself, right? Failures happen, rise up and try again, right? right? And lastly, we discussed that you should definitely have a consulting companion, and that helps a lot, right?
Yeah. And yeah,
So,
I would like to add one more thing, that yeah, do
sure,
not
sure.
give up. Do not give up, because giving up is the worst thing. Giving up means there's end, there's nothing more. If you don't have challenges in life, what is life for? What is good things in life? You don't understand the value of morning if there's no night. So
Right.
exploring life, exploring, not learning new things at any age, at any time,
Hmm.
giving new, taking new projects and challenging yourself a bit more.
Right. Right. Cool. So with that, Nidhi, we come to, unfortunately, we come to an end of our topic. I mean, listening to you and getting all those uh, feasible options to maintain your mental health is awesome. And I was actually wishing, that our 1 hour session would go a bit longer, but I understand that our audience would also have to take a break and move on. So why don't we leave our audience with your comments, that how can they participate or help you with your the listening to you initiative.
Okay, so I will say about our website. Please go check out our website, and it's called Karttavya.life. Check out our Instagram page. If you want to join us, I'm from Calcutta. If you want to join us online, you can join us. We are part of the listeners panel. If you want to, want a listener, maybe you can just drop a text to us. You can connect me
Hmm.
on LinkedIn. You can connect me on Instagram. You can connect me through website. It would be wonderful. And what more? And yeah, stay happy, keep smiling, keep working hard. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Great, great. So thank you so much, Nidhi. It was really an honor to have you on board with us, and we really hope that our listeners would connect with you. And I will leave the link to your website in the description for the viewers to check. So guys, you can anytime connect with Nidhi Agarwal on LinkedIn, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Uh, so on and so forth. Stay tuned. We will bring another topic tomorrow, and be happy, as Nidhi said.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye, Nidhi.